Greetings and salutations, Raptors fans, on this season opener eve. Akil, Augustine, Sherm, Hamilton, Paul Jones, talking Raptors brand basketball. The big story in Raptors land right now, at least, has been the coming and going of the deadline for rookie extensions for Precious Achiuwa, first and foremost. And then we'll get into Malachi, Flynn, but I'll start with Precious Jonesy. The team opted not to extend him. So what does this year mean for him contract-wise, and what does he need to show in order to get that bank?
It's a prove-it year, and it's going to be interesting for Precious because I think he was starting to get some footing in the other system, so to speak. He was trying
in the Nick Nurse realm.
Yeah, he came from Miami where he was to me in a box. There are certain things that you do and certain things that you don't. He got let out of the box.
Are we talking shot selection in the three?
All of that.
Okay.
All of that. I mean, Miami had a specific role for him, and that's what he played. He was also very young. He was a rookie in the league, so he was learning all of that. And then he comes to Toronto, and they kind of take the chains off.
Yeah.
And now he's figuring it out again. And I thought he finished the end of, not last season, the season before, very well. Kind of looking forward to what he was going to do last year, and then he gets injured.
Yep.
And we know how injuries derail. So for him, it's and now he's got a new coach and a new system again. So it's like the wheels are spinning, and there's great potential with Precious. Like really, he's long, athletic, like can defend. He's mobile, runs the floor. Just he can do so much. There's so much there, but we haven't been able to see it all. Because of injuries, because of what's being asked in the system. I'd love to see him get the footing this year, stay healthy, learn the system, get his footing in the system. And the good thing is that in the last couple of years, he's developed a bunch of stuff too. He has a lot of things that he can go to.
He's changed his shot profile. It's not just a three and a dunk.
All of it. Okay. All of it, right? And it's about finding his footing in the system and being able to go to those things, continue to develop them, and go to them when he needs them, although he may not need all of them in this system. I think he's going to be okay. I really do.
He's got to be available. Precious's health it's going to be the key to him this season.
The best ability.
Availability. And we've seen some real nice flashes of Precious and what he can do. Get the ball off the glass, push it all the way up, make a decision, make a play for himself. We've seen that, shoot the three, defend, rebound, block shots, all of that's in play. But he needs to be healthy so there's a consistent dose and understanding of what he brings. And to me, if he's healthy and he's playing the majority of the season and he's available the majority of the season, then I think it's a no-brainer to understand he's young, he's athletic, he fits the profile of this team, he's got a few years in this city, living here in this organization. There's investment. There's all kinds of reciprocal, I think, things that you can benefit from the organization and from Precious. So he's just got to stay healthy, and that's the wild card. If he can stay healthy, I think Precious has a very good opportunity here in Toronto.
So he'll be an RFA, so the Raptors still have a chance to match any offer. The guy that was a little bit less of a surprise, Malachi Flynn, and the reason that being, some people think that $6 million tag a bit much for him. Let's talk about his chances of re-upping with this Raptors team, Sherman, what he needs to do as a guard who's kind of been hit and miss at times in his minutes.
Yeah, it's been a different scenario for Malachi. And again, I've said this before, he has been a consummate pro when it comes to understanding that there are times he's not going to play. But when his number is called, he's ready to perform. He's ready to go out there and fulfill his role. So I have a lot of respect for his maturity and his professionalism. For Malachi, under the old system, he was not getting consistent opportunities.
A lot of guys
whatever
weren't.
reason.
It
For
was
whatever
just Nick's
reason.
style.
Right, for whatever reason. Now he's in a new system where it looks like he's going to get some opportunities. But now the system has changed a bit. Now the ball handling responsibilities have been more spread out, so it's not necessarily a point guard centric focus. So is that going to hurt him? Potentially, but he, kind of like we said to Precious, not the injury spot, but when he gets on the floor, he's got to continue to do what he does. He's another guy I feel like he's an NBA player. He's a good NBA player. He hasn't had consistent opportunity. If he gets it this year, I think he can prove that he belongs in the NBA with a solid deal moving forward.
But you just said something that intrigues me. Is like, isn't expected to be a traditional ball handling point guard. Does that not help him in the style?
No, the system,
does not have it so that it's point guard centric.
Yeah.
So last season with Fred VanVleet, he had the ball in his hands.
Yeah.
This season we're going to see Scotty with the ball. We're going to see Pascal with the ball.
Does that lend well to Malachi's
I think it does.
approach?
It can.
Yeah, and to me, to kind of jump on Sherm's point, I think he's got to make shots.
Well,
When the ball, no, seriously, when the ball is being moved the way it is, and it's not ball in the hands of the point guard, you got to make the decisions. You got to get it to people. It's kind of that equal opportunity in terms of the sharing and the aiding of playmaking. Like you see that with Dennis Schroeder. He's fine with Scotty and Pascal having the ball and dipping and diving.
Well, he's played with LeBron, so he knows that pecking
exactly,
order.
and that's what Malachi can learn. That's what he has to do, and not being responsible for. It's tough as a point guard to be trying to get yours, but trying to keep everybody else happy too. I'm not saying he doesn't have to do that, but he doesn't have to. He may not have to do it as much in this system. So he's going to get looks. He's going to get shots, and to me, when he's on the floor, he's got to make shots. He's got to be a consistent threat in that way. And
if you're not creating for other people, you better knock down the opportunities that you get at the back end.
To Sherm's point, and we've talked about this, I think he's a great young professional. You look at what he's been through since he's been here. Drafted, played like a COVID year in Tampa, come back to Toronto, played games in front of friends and family, half-empty arenas, people being evacuated halfway.
It's not the usual journey.
It's just, and we talked to him about it on the radio the other day after the last preseason game, and he kind of shook his head and said, yeah, I kind of seen it all, so let's have a normal year and move forward.
And I think even if we say this is a different system and big people are going to be handling the basketball, there are going to be times when the point guard's got to be the point guard.
Yeah.
And being able to shift and understand those moments in the game where if he's on the floor, he's just got to be a point guard. He's got to run his team. He's got to set it up. He's got to get them into position. And he's a good point guard, so he's going to be able to do that. But he's going to get times, I feel, to shine as a point guard in this system as well.
I like the kid. I like him.
Okay, well, let's hand it off to the man that both Precious and Malachi need to impress, and that is, of course, head coach Darko.
Do you like the idea of maybe being able to catch some people off guard, surprise some people?
Looks like that. Looks like outside world has their expectation, but that's the beauty of the business we're living in. We should not allow that outside world is dictating how we go about business and how we prepare and how we get ready for the season. So they're definitely not preparing to underperform. We definitely are putting a lot of work in and doing everything in our power to prepare our team to be at the best during the season. And we'll just go game by game and see where we end up.
You want to generate a lot of deflections every game, but you weren't sure what the final number was going to be that you're looking for as a target. Have you picked
32. 32 plus. You remember well. 32 plus is what we're going to be striving every single night.
And what's the benefit of having that many deflections?
It just keeps our guys engaged, keep us focusing like on all the small things in pick and rolls, using hands. It's so easy to overlook, positioning of the hands to take away pocket pass, to get deflection. And once you're active like that, and you're kind of like making your opponent to play on the heels a little bit, and it just allows our length and aggressiveness to be at the highest.
What would success look like for Brady this year?
For him, definitely learning the game, learning the pace of the game in NBA, and for him for the game to slow down. He is amazing talent, and he has such a high ceiling. For him, it's going to be important to give him some time to adjust. It's and he is just amazing. Like when you think about like summer league, he got. Every single game he was getting better and better, right? And then when we were in LA, he had a rough week playing against some of the like really good NBA players, but by the week 3 he got so much better and felt comfortable. And same thing in the preseason. Look at his first game against Vancouver and look at the last game that he played against Washington. That kid is learning on such a high pace, and for him, any opportunity that he can get on the floor and experience the league and everything is going to be a huge success for him.